And now bringing you that hard, hitting fight analysis, submitting you into paralysis. Josh Thompson head kicking leg to dome, and Big John McCarthy saying let's get it on.
All right, we are live. It's the Weighing In Podcast where my man Josh Thompson, Podcast Dave at the helms, touching all those buttons. And we got so much to talk about, and we do have an incredible fight coming up with the retirement fight of one Diamond Dustin Poirier. We're going to talk a lot about him and what he's done in the sport. My man, how you doing? You got a fresh new haircut.
Speaking of haircuts.
Look at that, baby. Wow. Shaved on the side.
Boy, did you dirty.
I'm going to the Marine Corps.
Jeez, bro, he did you dirty. John got tired of hearing about all the dyed gray hair, and he decided to shave it all off. There was no proof. There was no proof anymore. Like, let's cut it off. Let's cut it off. Yeah. I mean, look, it's already been talked about. Everyone across the internet knows you dye it, so it's cool. They finally come to the conclusion. I have a good comeback. I just can't say it because it's just nasty towards someone else. I can't. Look, we've seen Conor McGregor's dick yesterday. I don't think anything you say now is just fine. Like everyone. Doesn't matter. The internet is free flowing this today.
The internet lives forever, but it's not the fact you saw his dick. I can care less. It's the fact that motherfucker's doing curls with it.
Oh, that's a little upsetting, isn't it?
Putting weights on it. Who the fuck puts weights on their fucking crank?
Oh man, I think it's
Come
great.
on.
I think it's great, man. Hey, you got to flex it, right? You got to flex it. You gotta know your audience, though. You gotta know who you're sending unsolicited dick pics to. I mean, she is someone who is all about empowering women and definitely not going for the Irish potato dick. It's just not happening, right? Like you should have known better, I guess.
Did you see Chael? Chael comes out, he goes,
yeah. I've got this for later, by the way.
Oh yeah,
I've been looking at his dick for 2 hours.
Or you can just do it now.
Just do it now, dude.
You want to do it now?
Oh yeah.
I think it's good. Look,
front side, back side, it doesn't matter. It's a front side of him.
Whatever works, man. Like, hey, look, if you got it to flaunt it and you can flex it like that, you go right ahead and do it, my man. You go right ahead.
He just dick flexed himself right out of a fight at the White House. I'm telling you.
He was trying to be the president of Ireland.
I know.
That was probably gone. Now, can you imagine, though, if he ends up winning, though, John?
Well, he could. Get a lot of votes there.
He's going to be like Oprah, dude, dick for everybody. You get a dick. You get a dick.
Everybody over there, you get some too.
Oh, shit. It's going to be great. I loved what Chael had to say. I loved it. I thought it was great. It's a typical Chael. Uncle Chael response was absolutely amazing. Let's go ahead and look at that, Dave.
Yeah, but when you're looking at Chael with those glasses and he's saying, I was looking at it for 2 hours.
Oh, man. Do you ever wonder, did he show his wife? Did he go like, hey, yeah? Did he show his wife?
No, that's why he was looking at
your wife?
Yeah, I did, of course.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
Said, hey, look at the next one Conor did. Look at this one. Boom, right?
What did he do yesterday? It's almost like he tries to outdo himself every day.
All Miss McCarthy said is he needs to straighten that shit out.
Oh my God. I didn't even know that uncircumcised dicks were a thing these days. Is they still around?
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
Oh yeah. It's actually becoming more prevalent than it was in the past.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's told you this nonsense?
Oh, it's not nonsense, dude. You get a lot of people now because of, when they circumcise a kid, especially in the hospitals, they don't use any kind of anesthesia, and people are all traumatized by it because they strap the kid down on a board and stuff like that. A lot of parents are not doing it.
That's how we end up.
That anteater is coming back.
Yeah, and see, at a young age, we fucking abuse the males, and so that's how they become tough. Right from the get, we snip your dick,
man. You do.
Right?
You
just
gotta
become a man. Like you
just gotta fucking
you get snipped.
You gotta fucking smack them down a little bit and see how they react.
Oh man. Go ahead, Dave. Tell us what you got. Show us and let's listen to the Chael Sonnen response.
Oh, dude.
I love Uncle Chael.
I sent Conor's dick to my partner, Ryan, who opened it on his computer right as his wife was playing the background. And then we have to explain what's happening here. But I can't stop looking. He attached a weight to his mini-me, partially and fully erect manhood. And he's attached a weight to it and photographs that and unsolicitedly sends it to her, at which point she shares that with the world going, hey, don't treat me like that. You got a crooked penile function with a makeshift weight on it. It's a lot for me to accept. I can't quit staring at Conor's dick. I can't stop. I sent Conor's dick to
Look, I don't know how you don't love Uncle Chael, man. Chael is absolutely
not off of that one.
But I mean, look, this is creepy, man. Like, she threw him out. She threw him out there. Was like, yo, I'm fucking you right now.
No, all she did
was great.
Look, no. He threw himself out there.
Yeah, that's
all
true.
All she did is open the door.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to throw fucking dick pics out there? Hey, go ahead, man. But don't be upset when someone decides, well, let me share.
Yeah, there's no reason you can't say anything. Like, you can't say anything. And look, if more power to you, man. If you want to go ahead and make yourself like that. Look, I look at the long term though. Like, the internet is undefeated, John.
Totally.
And it's
everlasting.
It's everlasting. It will be there forever. Okay.
Have you ever seen that infinity symbol?
Yeah.
Guess what?
It's explaining the internet.
It's the same fucking shape as Conor's dick.
Yeah. And the only hope that he really has is that we get hit by an asteroid, and this shit's gone soon.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. That's the only hope he has. I mean, unless he wants to be one of the first guys to go to Mars. Right? Elon's got a first one-way ticket for you, brother.
One way.
You can live there underground in the properties that he's building there. Or you can live where China's putting up. China's building cities down in the bottom of the ocean. He can live down there too, where he can just talk to the fishes. That's really what it comes down to. I feel bad for his kids because later on they're going to see it. I mean,
I feel bad. I feel bad for D.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I feel bad for her.
Yeah, because she can't leave.
No, she can't leave, and she's continuously having this stuff thrown in her face.
Here's John. I said this earlier with one of my buddies I was talking to. I said, hey, the sad part is, like, it doesn't matter. Like, this is proof. It doesn't matter how much money you have. When you decide to make horrible choices and try to bag 3s and 4s when you literally got like an 8 or a 9 at home. Like, I can't wrap my head around it. Like, let's be honest, man. D's a dime piece. 4 kids. I think 3 or 4 kids, right?
4 kids.
Like, let's be honest. 4 kids. She still looks amazing. And the fact that he's doing this is it's beyond me. Can't believe it. His kids are going to grow up to be 2 things. They're going to grow up to either hate their father or they're going to grow up to be a fucking menace just like him. Like, oh, money don't care. I just do this. I do whatever I want. Those are the only 2 options you really have. They're never going to say, oh, yeah, my dad was great. He did this, he did that. They're not going to say that.
No, they're going to say my dad was fucking on the internet with a weight attached to his dick.
Yeah, sending it unsolicited pics. I guess the question is, does Instagram, because this is an unsolicited dick pic, and does Instagram kick them off of it? Because this is one of those offenses that actually gets you kicked off the internet. So
I don't know, because she came out saying that they have been sending.
No, it was unsolicited. It was
a. Whoa. She came out saying that they have sent pictures back and forth for years. I don't know if it's true, but that's what it said on her thing.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I saw a thing where I thought it sounded like she was joking because she said LOL at the end. Yeah, is that it right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. So no pictures, and if you look at the very bottom, doesn't it say accept or not accept or something?
Yeah,
like that?
blocker.
It basically means that they're not even friends on social media. Like they're not following each other. That means like you have on your profile in your DM area, there's like. You get a ton of messages of people that you've never heard of, right? Like people just try to follow you. You have to accept them to be able to follow you, to get DMs from them. So that whole section, he's in that section. So she was surfing that section, and that's how his dick got exposed.
Got it.
Yeah. So yeah, I think in the comments she says LOL, like laugh out loud, like yeah, we've been doing this for a while. No, it's
not at all. Just unsolicited. Here,
yeah,
I got something for you.
Which is
hey, look, weird. I'm lifting weights.
All right.
Did you hold it? Did you see the best comeback I saw though? Did you see Angela Hill?
Oh, Dave, you have Angela Hill's thing?
Oh, dude, man, you got to give it to her, man. Angela, beautifully done.
On Twitter, I think it's on Twitter. On X. She's hilarious, man. I thought it was a great comeback. I thought it was great. And it's typical from her or like a Jessica Penne, the 2 of them together. There you go.
Look at that pic. Oh, she's fucking awesome.
He's flexing.
Got the weight. Everyone can do weights.
Yeah, the kettlebell's attached to the,
She sent it to Lars Ankle.
Yeah,
Laura just went off. She posted it. Laura's freaking awesome, man. I think she's fucking awesome. I think this whole thing is.
Well, she's got enough dick pics sent to her anyways. So.
Can you imagine?
It's ridiculous. She's talked about it.
You ever? I mean, like it really is like that meme, right? I bet you when she opens up her DM, it's just like hot dogs flying at her fucking face. Just like that meme. Just what's going on? I guess look, outside of all this, let's move on from the Conor thing. I mean, there's not really much to say other than the fact that like, man, he made it
fucked up again.
Yeah, you did it again. You're not going to be president now. I thought maybe there was some hope you might. Maybe
no way.
No, whatever. Let's just say you're not getting a Dana White endorsement anymore for president, and you're not getting a Trump endorsement anymore for president. So, and the chances of you fighting at the White House might have been gone by now.
Gone.
At least we know Conor's return will be the biggest fight ever because it will be Conor versus Conor.
All right, John. Look, I think I know we did that whole intro right there based around the Conor situation, but let's go ahead and be honest. Like this whole week is about Dustin Poirier. I think this is his moment. This is to wrap up one of the greatest careers ever. And I could say honestly, like everyone keeps saying, like, there's other fighters that have this, other fighters have that. Yeah, but how many of them have the resume of Dustin Poirier or Max Holloway? Any of those two. So that being said, I think with Dustin, right? Like I want to make this all about Dustin and his last week. Like he said, and I was watching the countdown, like, John, this is the last time he's going to walk into the gym at American Top Team and share the blood and share the sweat and share the emotions of the up and down, take the shots from all the guys he's been training with the most. This is it. This is the time. Like there won't be the drive and the push that he has right now and that he's had for the last, 18 years or 17 years, however long he's been doing it. That drives, it's not going to be there the next time he walks in the gym. He's not worried about having to stay in shape between fights. He's not worried about having to lift weights. Not worried about having to do the run, have to hit the bag and keep his body going. It's gone. This is it. The hard work is done. He's got to make the weight and he's got to fight the fight. That's the weight cut is the last hard part. The fight is the fun part, believe it or not.
Supposed to be.
For most fighters, the fight is the fun part.
Absolutely. It's supposed to be.
There's
things that can occur that make it to where it's not, but for the most part, that's your payoff. That's what all that hard work was done. And you take a look at this one. The only thing that could really get to Dustin, and it's something that he can sit there and say, hey, I don't think it's going to have an effect. You never know until that moment when it's it's the last time, and he's walking out in New Orleans. He's from Louisiana, Lafayette, and knowing it's the last time, how much of the emotion is going to play a part? It's a real question because it's one of those. It's just an added on element to everything. He's got main event status. He's got one hell of a fucking opponent in Max Holloway. And now he's got all of the pressure of wanting to perform well for these people in his last fight. That's pressure. And it's self-induced. And it's something that we all do. No one's making that pressure happen except for you, but it's real. It's real.
Yeah, I honestly don't believe that the pressure is going to be there for him. My only concern with him, honestly, because after watching the countdown, after watching his interviews and talking with him and seeing all the conversations going on, my concern with him is that he's going to go out there and just have too much fun. And Max is one of those guys that you can't afford to slip up one time. No different than a Justin Gaethje, no different than anybody else that he's pretty much fought.
I was going to say, let's talk. Well, if you're going to sit there and say that, well, then he's had enough experience with that, because if you take a look at just the resume that he has acquired throughout all the fights that he's had in the UFC, it's amazing the people that he has fought. It's honest to God, in my opinion, the best resume as far as roster of fighters that he has competed against of any fighter there's ever been.
Yeah, I can't think, honestly, and for this longevity and fighting the best guys at the top for so long, whether it be 45 or 55, he's been at the top for the longest period of time. And he's fought guys that even when he fought him young in their career, Max Holloway's first fight into the UFC was Dustin Poirier. But that's how he
But Dustin was young there too.
No, I agree. But I'm saying, though, is that, John, the guys that we didn't know were going to be good
Oh yeah.
And they fought young in their career, and they fought again later on, and now they're fighting again. Like that kind of puts a stamp on the guys that you beat. Those guys, when young in your career, you beat them. They will all end up being Hall of Famers.
Oh,
and that's the point. Like you fought how many Hall of Famers in your career?
It's true.
So
you got to.
I'm gonna go. Let me go through this real quick.
Go.
Okay. In 2011, Josh Grisby, who was a stud, by the way.
Josh was a hard-hitting sumbitch.
Yep. I mean, and I'm not going to go through. Whoops. I'm sorry. I'm not going to go through all the names.
No, but you can go to Max Holloway there at because he had the arm bar that won him that. You take a look at who was his next opponent?
Korean Zombie.
Yep. That's an easy one, right?
People forget about how good Jonathan Brookins was at the time.
At one time, yeah. Jonathan Brookins was a hell of a. He had won the Ultimate Fighter. He was really considered that he was going to be something.
Yeah, he had a unique look to him. He could sell, like he just style was, and then Cub Swanson being next. First ballot Hall of Famer. He will go into the Hall of Fame. Cub Swanson will. You got Eric Koch, and you got Diego Brandao, then you've got, and then you got Conor McGregor.
Yep.
So then you get your loss to Conor McGregor, then Diego Ferreira, who was, I'm sorry,
he is a hell of a fighter.
A hell of a fighter. Just scrappy. Never got the credit he deserved. Just inactivity. Just was a guy who didn't fight as much as he should have. Yep. And I bet you when he looks back on his career, he's going to be like, damn, I could have fought more and made a better run and done more. But that guy was tough. Dog. He was just a dog inside the cage.
Talk about the next one. You want to talk tough?
Yeah.
Nancy Medeiros.
Yep.
Just a goddamn, just ornery, crazy Hawaiian. Let's scrap bra. That's all he did. So he was phenomenal. Joe Duffy, who had beaten Conor McGregor. Then he takes on Bobby King Green, right? Then Michael Johnson. Then he takes on the guy who's had more fights than anybody in the UFC, Jim Miller. Then he takes on the Underground King and Eddie Alvarez. Gets a no contest based upon illegal knees with that one, but then they go and they do it again later. But after that was Anthony Pettis.
Yep. It doesn't get easier. From then on, John, it's the biggest name in the sport.
Just take a look from the Jim Miller, who's got more fights in the UFC than anybody, and Michael Johnson down there before. It's pretty close. Michael Johnson's got a ton in the UFC. But Eddie Alvarez, champion. Anthony Pettis, champion. Justin Gaethje, interim champion. Obviously, champion of the World Series of Fighting. Obviously, the human highlight reel. Then he fights Eddie Alvarez again, champion. Then he fights Max Holloway, who is the featherweight champion. Right. Then he fights Habib Nurmagomedov.
That was supposed to be for the interim title.
It was for an interim title.
Holloway, yep. Because Khabib was coming off of his suspension. Am I correct?
Yep.
Yeah. For the cage jump.
The cage jump and everything. Then he fights Habib. Right? Okay, he loses that one. Then he takes on Dan Hooker in one of the best fights you could ever watch.
Absolutely.
It was so good. This was during COVID time, and it was in the Apex with nobody there. And all I can say is that was just a brutal fight between those two guys. They put everything out. Dustin needed to win the last 3 rounds to win the fight, and he did. And it was an amazing performance. Then he takes on Conor McGregor again in kind of Conor's return, and they were kind of trying to set that one up, and he knocks him out. Then he takes on Conor McGregor again, and he's winning the fight when Conor breaks his ankle, right? So he gets a win there. Takes on Charles Oliveira, champion. Michael Chandler, champion in Bellator, fought for the championship in the UFC.
The first guy to ever submit Michael Chandler.
That's true.
First guy, the first guy and the only guy to ever submit Michael Chandler. Yep.
Yeah, you can take a look. Charles Oliveira, fought him twice. He knocked him out, but he didn't submit him, and he didn't submit him the second time either, even though he dominated him in the fight. But you look at that Justin Gaethje. Then he takes on Saint Denis, then Islam Makhachev. I mean, you take a look. The only one that's in there that you can sit there and say, okay, he wasn't a champion. After a certain point, was Saint Denis. But this is an up and coming guy that people didn't want to fight, and Dustin goes, I'll fight him.
Yeah.
All right. That's what you're looking for. That's why that kind of fight right there is why Dana said we're doing this for Dustin Poirier.
Yeah, because John, look, one of the hardest things for a promoter to do is match make somebody against a way lower ranked person. I think Saint Denis was ranked number 12 at the time, and Dustin was ranked number 2 or 3. He didn't need to take that fight.
No, most people would not want to do it.
Most people would not, and most people probably wouldn't have. UFC called and said, "Hey, I need you to take this fight. No one else wants to fight him. I think it's a good fight for you. Let's go ahead and match this fight up." He said, "You know what? I'll do it." And they've taken care of him ever since because of that. And I know the Islam fight was up next, and then now doing him, I wouldn't even say doing him a favor. They're doing each other favors. I have done you a solid my whole career. You're doing me a solid by letting me have my last farewell fight, in New Orleans, in Louisiana, where it all started. That's the whole takeaway, I think, for Dustin is that, look, I did my part. I never caused you guys problems outside the cage. All I did was do my part inside the cage. Can you do me this? And Dana White has come out publicly and said, there's no other reason we're going here except for Dustin. Yeah. And the other thing, John, they stacked this card for him. It wasn't like just his fight. They stacked this card. This card is fantastic from top to bottom. And I hope that he gets the farewell tour that he deserves, because this is one of those cards I look at, I'm like, I don't think there's a bad fight on the card. Every single fight on this card could be a banger. And I felt like they did that because of who he is and who Max is. These two guys deserve to have a card stacked like this. The fans deserve to have a card stacked like this. This could be a freaking damn good night of fights.
Fantastic night of fights. Like you're saying, that when you're looking at the card, yeah, I can sit there and say, well, it doesn't have a lot of super high rank to it. Doesn't matter. It's the matchups that make the fights. And some of these, the Dan Higuet versus Patricio Pitbull, that's going to be a great fight. They're going to stand there and just beat the dog shit out of each other. Doesn't get any better. I really like the Michael Johnson versus Daniel Zellhuber.
Oh yeah,
that's going to be a good fight. Look, Michael Johnson is older. He's still fast.
Yeah,
he's still got speed. He's got a lot going for him as far as experience. Zellhuber's coming off of some tough fights, a loss in there and stuff. So this is one, man. He's gonna have to have a good performance to get past Michael in this one. So
John, I'm looking forward to the Kevin Holland D-Rod fight. D-Rod's gonna bring the action forward. He's gonna throw big shots. Kevin Holland's gonna have to fight going backwards, and he's not good going backwards. He's good going forward. He's got long range. They're both not small guys for the weight. It's gonna be a great fight. D-Rod's gonna press that action. D-Rod needs this win. He's getting older. He needs to be able to beat Kevin Holland to see if maybe he can take that one last chance to try to get up into that top 5, that top 2.
Well, the other one that they snuck in there with the Louisiana man was a fight that you've already witnessed. You have Marvin Vettori taking on Brendan Allen. This time it's actually going to be in a cage, not in a casino. But that's going to be that's a great fight. That's fun. It's got a great backstory. The whole thing. Like you said, I think this entire card has got some really good matchups on it.
I was just trying to highlight the card, and John went off on this tangent. And I've got Podcast Dave basically saying, like, man, you guys are all over the place. Let's reel it in, John. Let's reel this in. Let's start from the top to the bottom. Let's talk Max Holloway, Dustin Poirier. Because, look, like I said, I want to make it all about Dustin this week. It's his farewell fight. And a lot of people are like, oh, he's not going to retire if he wins the BMF because there's a chance he can fight Ilya. I think he's done. I think he's willing to just say,
how much better is it to walk away if he does win and he wins that title, to walk away with it?
No, okay, I understand that part, John. But look, if they said, hey, we could really sell you an Ilya. John, you made Max go down after making 55 and having.
I didn't make Max go down. I like, excuse me.
You should.
Did I make him?
Good. Yeah, pretty much. You talked him into it. If he listened to our show, you were the convincing body that said
I was the
should go back down to 45 after fighting at 55.
It's a good thing Max Holloway doesn't listen to me.
You don't know. You don't know. I mean, I'm gonna have to ask him if we ever have him on. I'm gonna have to ask Max. Hey, did you hear John what he said? He said you should have went to 45. It sounds like you listened to him. Sounds like. Anyways, I think
absolutely better than listening to you.
I mean, I don't know, man. We got people listening to us right now. They love me.
Okay, they love you,
John.
Yeah.
Dave's
ready to cut both of our throats.
This is the third fight. What is going to be different for Max Holloway from the first 2 fights to this fight?
I don't know what's going to be different because he's only going to be able to fight in one way. You know, this fight's going to be on the feet. It's not, you're not going to see Dustin trying for takedowns. You're not going to see Max trying for takedowns. You're going to see Dustin throwing his hands and trying to counter Max doing the same in return. It's just where I look at the differences. I think that Dustin at this point is the harder hitter with a single punch. He's got more of that knockout power with one shot. Not that Max can't do that, but he's more of a volume guy compared to Dustin. If you're going to look at these two matched up, which one's got the power? Dustin Poirier's got more of the power. Which one's got the volume? This is, again, I said this with, Max when he fought Justin. He's got to have a performance like he did with Calvin Kattar, which he did again with Justin Gaethje, where he threw volume. He was not going out there trying to knock anybody out. He was out there trying to touch you and wear you down. And that's what he needs to do in this fight against Dustin Poirier. He needs to go out there and just continually touch Dustin, keep him off balance, make him move backwards, and just outbox him. That's where it's going to come. Dustin's going to throw kicks in there. Max will throw some kicks in there. Dustin, I think, will throw a little bit more. But overall, these guys are going to stand in the middle and brawl.
Yeah, like I said, and when I started this conversation, was that I really feel like I think this is Dustin's fight to lose. Like, I think he's got the style to go ahead and walk through the pitter-patter shots and the output. He's got to make sure he makes him miss, but he's got to make him pay. He's got to make him miss by just a millimeter, slip, almost like an Ilia Topuria style. Make him and slip, and then make him pay right after. Yeah. Don't let him get away. Don't let him throw shots and not feel the consequences. That's right. Yeah, you've got to touch him and make him a little bit more hesitant as the fight goes on. Dustin Poirier can do all of that. He's done it before when they fought before. I think it's textbook style for him to get the win again. He's just got to fight the way that he fought before. He can't allow the emotions. He can't allow the crowd. He can't allow any of the stuff being said to him by anybody get involved. Because at the end of the day, this is still a fight. And you've got to fight a smart fight. Show us everything you've done. Look, you fought an extremely smart fight against Dan Hooker, and you ended up getting the win. Look, the first 2 rounds did not go your way. You made some adjustments. Talk about fight IQ adjustments in that fight. Yep. He's going to have to maybe make some adjustments throughout this fight. Because I think at 155, the max that puts the weight on properly is a different fighter. And what I mean by that is that he's the same fighter. The energy is different. The output is different. The ability to take big shots is different. I think that's what's going to be a little bit different. We saw that in the Justin Gaethje fight. He was able to make Justin miss, and he was able to touch Justin quite a bit. Now, I go back to that fight with Justin. What changed the dynamic of that fight was the spinning back kick to the nose. That fight, you don't know how that fight would have turned out had that not happened. It could have been a completely different fight.
How often has it been one shot has changed the course of a fight? All the time. Happens all the time.
I was about to say never, but yeah.
That's fighting. It happens all the time. It's just part of it. It doesn't mean that it ended the fight, but changed the course of the fight. Happens all the time.
I mean, Max has got, like you said, he's got to fight like a Calvin Kattar performance, a Justin Gaethje type performance. He's got to stick and move, get in, get out, and not take damage. That's going to be a tough task against someone like Dustin Poirier coming forward. See, with Justin, it's a little bit more just straightforward walk, try to grab clinch uppercuts like how he fought Fiziev, right? Justin Gaethje, or not Justin, but Dustin will, I get the two, Dustin will make you miss a little bit, and he will throw counters off that. He'll rip the body as well, and he'll fight you in a phone booth. He does a really good job of closing that distance and also rolling his shoulders and covering a little bit better than I feel that Justin Gaethje does. Justin Gaethje does a good job of ducking his head and covering that way, but you can still get hit, whether it's kick to the body, hit to the body, or just hit to the side of the heads. You can still get hit. Dustin more rolls with the shots and then comes off the counter. And so that's where I feel like this fight to me, he has a little bit more of the advantage. He cannot let Max get in, get out, and just keep pot shotting him, because Max got the cardio at 155 to do that all day, all night. And I think Max is probably a little bit faster of the fighter. So if you got the energy and the speed and you can get in and get out, that's a dangerous fight. And so with Dustin, he just got to put the pressure, do it smartly, and never let him miss without making him pay some sort of consequence.
Yeah. I just look at it again. Yes, they fought twice before. It doesn't matter. It does not matter in this fight. It's going to be who fights the right fight is going to come away the winner.
Every single time you fight a world-class guy, doesn't matter if it's a number 1 guy or number 10 guy. If they're world-class and you know they're world-class, at any moment, if you're 1% less than them that night, you're going to lose.
That's right.
And BJ Penn used to say this all the time. I don't have to be better than you every single night in training or every single day in training. I just got to be better than you that one night. And Max Holloway's just got to be better than him this one night. And Dustin Poirier's just got to be better than him that one night. That's it. The rest is history. It's all being put in the back pocket. They both can come away with the win. I'm leaning Dustin. The energy, the crowd, and I don't want to see him go out on a loss, man. I don't want to see it. Got a lot of love for the guy, man. A lot of love for the guy. Great fighter, great person, a great family man. I mean, the complete opposite of what we started the show with. Okay.
Yes.
So
and he proved that multiple times. So
yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's I look at this fight, and again, you know, I have nothing but love for Dustin Poirier. I think he's phenomenal. I have nothing but love for Max Holloway. They're two of my favorite fighters to watch. And to watch him go at it once again, I don't care. You know, I would like to see Max get the win. I would like to see Dustin get the win. So I'm sitting there. I'm just going to enjoy the fight. Not picking anybody on this one.
That's a fucking chicken shit answer. So you didn't give it. I mean, like, look, I love Max. You know, I'm leaning. I like Max a lot. I'm leaning Dustin just because I want to see him go out. Like a guy like him.
Okay. Seriously. Would you like to see Dustin go out with a win? Of course. Yes. I would love to. But would you like to see Max
I would
get that win in that third fight? Yeah.
It's a selfish reason because I want to see Max and Ilya do it again. And if he loses, that fight won't happen for at least 2 more fights. And so that's what kind of that kills me right there, right? Yeah. But I want Dustin to go out on a win. I want him to leave. It's very seldom that fighters walk off into the sunset. They ride off into the sunset or walk off into the sunset, whatever you say, with a win. And I want to see somebody like him with the personality he has and the person he is and the family man he is. I want to see somebody like him walk off into the sunset with a win.
Yep, I agree.
Yep. You know what? Hey, you got before we get into the co-main event, you have any super chats for us? Try to keep it to UFC if you can.
What's that?
Try to keep it to UFC. I saw one was a PFL.
Yeah. So there's actually a couple based around this fight, so I just want to get those in real quick. My thing's not loading though. Let me see. That one is not. I'll come back to that one.
Yep.
I'll come back to that one. Alejandro Gutierrez asks, John, do you think DP really hits harder than Justin?
Do I think he hits harder than Justin? Yeah. I mean, I don't think he hits harder than Justin. I think he hits just like Justin. Mm-hmm. I think Justin and him both have that one punch power. You know, and you could sit there and say, well, you know, Max has got one punch power. Look at what he did with Justin Gaethje, you know, in one shot, boom. That was an accumulation of shots over time. It's not that the one didn't put him down, but it was all of the shots that Justin had taken throughout that fight made that one final, you know, that was the final nail in the coffin. Where you look at Justin Gaethje and a Dustin Poirier, they both have that ability, you know, at the start of the fight. And look at, they have, you know, they've knocked each other out as far as one with a kick, one with punches, but Justin Gaethje hits hard, no doubt about it. But so does Dustin Poirier.
Yeah.
Ask Conor McGregor how hard he hits. Okay. He hits hard, dude. That guy has got power. When he sets his feet, he can deliver a hard shot. So
I think they are equal, but their delivery is different.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the delivery is different where Justin will load up and you can potentially see it coming and it still freaking hurts. Whereas Dustin, he'll roll, like I said earlier, he'll roll with the punches and you don't see it coming when he counters back. Dustin, the way that he rolls with it.
Dustin does a lot like, you know, and I know this is going to sound weird, but he does a lot like a Nate Diaz or a Nick Diaz. He doesn't throw everything super hard. You know, and I've been in the cage with him where, you know, you look and he's just throwing stuff out there, touching the guy. And then when he sees an opening, he'll set his feet and boy, he can throw and he blasts people. But that's why he throws with so much volume based upon the fact he's not throwing everything hard. Yeah. But when he wants to, he has snap. He can pop.
I'm excited for the fight, man. I honestly, when they put this fight together, I was like, gosh, I hate to see one.
No, it's the same thing, but it's a great fight, but
it is.
I don't want to.
It is. Let's talk to co-main event. You got Paulo Costa versus Roman Kopylov.
I'll tell you what, this is one of those ones you look at, Paulo Costa is going to be the faster fighter. He's fast. Paulo Costa's got speed. Kopylov is good. He's really good in the stand-up, and he measures distance well. And once he gets that distance down, he's dangerous because then he throws with a lot of volume. But he's going to have to, you just don't know what Paulo Costa shows up. He's that guy that sometimes he's just overwhelming in a fight. And then other ones you look at him and you go, you're not throwing. There's no offense coming from him. He's just, he's just sitting there sitting. Go back to his like Robert Whittaker fights and things like that. You go, you have got to be offensive if you want to win this fight. If he's like that, Roman Kopylov's going to beat him. If he comes out and he throws like he did against a Yoel Romero, or he did against, look at when he fought Johnny Hendricks, he was just, he brutalized him. Mm-hmm. And you look and you go, if that guy shows up, hey, he can definitely hurt Kopylov. Kopylov is a guy that, he wants to be in the stand-up. So does Costa. But Costa, says, I've been working on my ground game. I'm very impressed with my ground game. We'll see if he wants to take Kopylov down. I would be surprised.
Yeah.
But if he does, hey, let's see it.
Yeah, I think Paulo Costa he's got more power. He's more explosive. I think he's faster. All of those things.
Doubt.
Like you said, which one's going to show up?
That's it.
Which guy?
That's the question.
Yeah, the one that fought Romero. Then that guy's going to win. I think he.
Or the guy that fought Luke Rockhold. Give me that guy because you know what? He showed heart.
He did. He
showed heart.
Yeah, so, I'll give you that. He did show heart in that fight. He did.
He did.
The thing with Paulo Costa is like, is he going to have a couple bottles of wine the night before, or is he going to show up and fight? And when he shows up to fight and really puts it out there, he's dangerous, man.
See, you have one bottle of wine, you're a wine drinker for life.
You take one unsolicited pick, and guess what? Look, Kopylov is a dangerous fighter. He's a very good fighter. I just think Paulo Costa, if he shows up, he's already talking about calling out Chimaev.
I know.
Win over him.
They don't like each other.
Yes, I'm gonna fight Chimaev.
That's good.
Right. Well, you got to get the win first, bud. You got to get the win first. So if that happens, I think that there's something there. I think he's focused. Hopefully he's focused, and I'm looking forward to seeing him fight. The fight to me, though, that is intriguing, like I said earlier, is the Kevin Holland D-Rod fight. D-Rod coming off of a great win. Kevin Holland's been looking like the Kevin Holland of the beginning, the one that knocked out Jacare, the one that just went on the win streak during COVID. I love this Kevin Holland. I love this one. So if Kevin Holland and D-Rod show up in the center of the cage and they sling and throw leather, it's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a fantastic fight.
I look at this fight, and I don't think that I think there's numerous ways for Kevin Holland to win this fight. Mm-hmm. And there's only one way for D-Rod to win it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's going to be, he's got to do the right thing. Can he do it? Yeah, absolutely. He's a tough guy, and he's got heavy hands. He can hurt Kevin, but Kevin is a faster fighter. There's no doubt he is the longer fighter. So the range is going to become a problem for D-Rod. He's going to have to figure out. And if there's one thing, Kevin's going to love in this is he's the guy. He's the better wrestler. He's definitely the better jiu-jitsu stylist. So you take a look, this is his fight. He can pick where he wants this fight to be.
Yeah,
that's a great luxury.
D-Rod getting a little bit older too. The cardio tends to fade a little bit towards the end, but still the dog in him keeps pushing through. He makes it a fun fight. He does get a little sloppy and careless, especially later in the fight, in the end of round 2 into round 3. But he's a dog. I love watching him fight. I'm like, he's not the most technical guy, but he's the guy that will go out there and continue to go out on his shield if he has to get the win. And with Kevin Holland, he's renewed. He's working his way back into getting these wins. He's back on track, and he's looked fantastic.
And he's sticking at 170 now, which is where he belongs.
Yeah, it is. I know he's tall, long, lanky, all those things that I like to talk about. Okay, and this is a perfect weight class for him. He's just got to stay focused. And to focus Kevin Holland, I think we can see him in the top 5, top 7 here in a couple fights.
Yep.
Definitely there. So the fight that a lot of people are talking about is Patricio Pitbull versus Dan Ige. I'm excited. I was actually at Baroka 3 and ran into Dan Ige, and I was also at Baroka 2 and ran into Dan Ige. Both times, Dan's excited for this fight. He wanted to fight first for Patricio. He wanted to fight Patricio first coming in the UFC. This is a fantastic fight. He knows that, look, he's like, Patricio knows then I'm not going to try to take him down. He's like, I might clinch with him a little bit here and there. He's like, but I'm going to stand. We're going to trade, and someone's getting knocked out. That's the plan. That's the way I had planned it. He's like, I respect him so much. He's done so much. I know he's not getting the credit he deserves. Danny is telling me this. He's not getting the credit he deserves, but I'm going to go out there and show everybody that I could beat somebody who has the resume of Patricio Pitbull. And Dan is such a great guy. Put Dan right up there with guys like Dustin Poirier, Max Holloway. When you talk to Dan Ige, he's one of the nicest guys I think I've ever met with, and I've trained with too. He's fantastic, and he's freakishly strong for how small he is. Freakishly strong. I mean, not like Conor Dixon, but freakishly strong.
They're both strong. You know, that's why these guys, not only do they kind of look similar, they match up in every aspect. You know, look at Dan's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Patricio's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and they're both good there. They're both very solid with the basics that they use, and they have a go-to move that they both like. But they both like to stand and bang, and they both have knockout power. Look at Dan could definitely hurt Patricio and put him down, put him out, and Patricio could do the same to Dan. And that's what makes this fight fun. And I think that they're going to go out, they're going to stand there to the center. There's not going to be a whole lot of movement, and it's going to be a back and forth battle about who lands the counters and who's got the more power that lands flusher, because they both have it. It's just a matter of getting it on target.
Yeah, for me, it really comes down to Danny has got to be careful, because sometimes he likes to get into that clinch against the fence, push his opponent into the fence, try and dirty box him, grind on him. He's got to be cautious and careful of the arm and guillotine. Patricio jumps it quickly.
That's his go-to.
That's his go-to anytime he's there. And also, Patricio's got a really good hook sweep / getting back up to his feet. So even if he does jump the arm and guillotine, he's good at using that hook sweep to get him to the top position, and then he backs away and lands shots. Any of those type of positions. And then Dan's obviously, I think he's got that little tight niche boxing, whereas Patricio keeps everything kind of at the long range. That's why he has that wide stance.
Yeah.
For someone who's a small guy, he fights long.
Yes, he does.
Which is insane. Whereas Dan fights you in a pocket.
Yep.
And so that to me is going to make this fight very interesting on who's going to be able to implement their game plan the best and have the success with it. But Dan's got to be careful, because when he jumps into that pocket, will he put his head down? If he puts his head down, that could lead him in and get into choke. So it's a fun fight, John. Things to look out for every fighter. Someone to me, though, I feel like is getting knocked out. And there's going to be, and we may even see guys get dropped a couple times, come back up. We may see a Frankie Edgar, Gray Maynard style fight in this fight. It would be, I mean,
we can only hope.
We can only hope. You got Michael Johnson, Daniel Zellhuber. You love this fight.
This is a great fight. Again, Michael Johnson is a guy that a lot of people look at and they go, he's got a decent record, and take a look at who he's fought. Michael Johnson hasn't backed off of anybody. He has fought.
Yeah, he has fought against me, John. Just want to make sure everyone understands.
Like I said, he's fought the who's who. So you got to be part of that who's who list for it to count. But
he backed out. He pulled out 10 days before. That's how I fought Bobby Green. Anyways, go ahead. I love Michael Johnson,
but he is absolutely still fast. He's got a really good stand-up game. Zellhuber is this young kid who, again, like I said, his last fight is a loss. It's not his only. I think he's got 2 losses.
He's got 2.
Yeah, but I mean, you take a look, and the kid is really good, and he's good at staying at length. And this is a fight that Michael Johnson has to exploit the length of Zellhuber and step inside that pocket and do the work that he's good at doing, almost like he did with Justin Gaethje when Gaethje first came in. Get inside, hit the body, and make him pay when you're able to, stay inside that pocket, make him pay, and then exit out and then do it again. This is one of those. Zellhuber is the young talent. He's the young guy coming up, and he's the guy that if you're the UFC, you kind of go, I kind of like Zellhuber to win. Don't count on it, because if this fight gets, into that second round, Michael Johnson's got a good chance.
Yeah, the height, I think, of Zellhuber, the knee up the middle. Michael Johnson has a tendency sometimes to dip his head straight down when he throws his long jabs and his long right hands. And he's fast, he's quick. And believe it or not, for someone who's as fast as Michael Johnson, he's got pretty good pop. He's got some power on him, and he hits you in punches and bunches too. So if he doesn't get you with the first one, he'll hit you with the second and the third, and you're going to sleep. So he's a fantastic fighter. He's got good takedown defense. Zellhuber, if he gets tired and he starts fishing for a takedown, good luck trying to get it against Michael Johnson. He's got a good sprawl and brawl. He's quick with the hands. He does not let you get away with trying to get a takedown on him and not making you pay. He will break away from the takedown defense and let the hands go, and you're going to pay for trying to shoot on him. So look, Michael Johnson is fast.
Don't forget, Michael Johnson's got a win over Dustin Poirier. You remember that?
Yeah. That was a while back.
Yeah, that was a while back.
Yeah, I get it.
2016, 2017. Yeah. He knocked him out. Guy can fight.
John, I'm over here trying to be positive about Dustin. You're over here bringing up old shit.
I'm just saying, hey, it's the same thing with, taking a look at Michael when he fought,
bro, you're living in
Gaethje.
The past.
No, when he fought Gaethje, take a look at the damage he did to Justin Gaethje in that fight. Yeah, Gaethje won the fight. But man, I'll tell you what, that was Michael Johnson was putting it on him for a while.
Who brought Negative Nancy podcast, Dave? Who brought this dude? This dude bringing up the past, talking about all the old stuff. Nah. Hey, but like I said, man, Michael Johnson's a stud. Zellhuber, young, up and coming, tall, long, lanky. Johnson's got to be careful the knees up the middle, the kicks, all of those things he's got to be careful for. But I mean, I like Michael Johnson, the speed, just the fight IQ. He's able to use it, I think, as the fight goes on and Zellhuber starts to possibly get tired, because Zellhuber does look like he cuts quite a bit of weight. He's a big lightweight. Yeah. So this is one of those fights. Kyler Phillips versus Vinicius Oliveira.
Ooh, that's a good fight. Oliveira's he's fairly new. He's newer to the UFC than Kyler Phillips is, but I'll tell you what, this kid, he's good everywhere. He beat Nurmagomedov in his last fight. It was by decision, but what's that? Saeed, yeah. Saeed's good.
Yeah.
He's got a win over Ricky Simone. That's saying something too. Yeah. So I'm just looking at it. Kyler Phillips is dynamic. He's got a great ground game. He's got a really good stand-up game. But if there's one thing about him, you got to be honest about, he does slow down. And when that happens in the fight, look, I'm just saying Oliveira does not. Mm-hmm. He does not slow down. He just keeps coming after you. The guy has got a motor. He takes big shots, and he just keeps on coming forward. So Kyler Phillips, he's also got a lot more experience than Kyler Phillips. Mm-hmm. So he's got that going for him, and then he's got like 25 professional fights compared to 15?
Yeah, Kyler Phillips is one of those guys kind of tricky, right?
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't look like he's that good when he's out there moving around, but he has too much movement. Like Corey Sandhagen talked about, like, I had to slow down my movement because I can't make myself tired. That's what you see with Kyler Phillips. There's a lot of movement, a lot of punching off movement, which is great, but there's no power really involved in that. So like someone like Oliveira, who's going to be able to push the pace physically, I think Kyler Phillips is not a strong fighter. Not physically.
No, physically he's not, and he's definitely not as strong as Oliveira.
Yeah. So if you start to slow down and you're not strong, now that's when you're in trouble. Yeah. You have someone like Oliveira who's just dynamic. He's good everywhere. He will take this fight to the ground. He can keep it on the feet. He will bang it out with you if he wants. But it's a tough fight for Kyler Phillips, to be honest.
It is. Yeah.
John, we're going to see part two. Marvin Vettori and Brendan Allen. I was there front row.
You were there live. I only saw it on tape. So,
No, I was there. I almost pulled my phone out and started videoing myself because I knew I could probably sell it later on to YouTube or something. But yeah, it was one of those moments where I'm sitting there going, really, what's going on? Like, what? Like, all of a sudden, they're face to face, and I see Vettori, and then I see it was Tukos that was in the middle of it all. Tukos was the guy that actually and Vettori were actually getting into it, and then all of a sudden, Tukos backs away, and Vettori and then Brendan Allen steps in, and they both basically just square off. Everyone backs away, and Brendan Allen just goes bop bop bop, and just back Vettori up in the casino. We were at the Hollywood Casino in Florida, and it was on. It was on like Donkey Kong, just that fast. That's how quick it was. It was pretty impressive to see what Brendan Allen did in just the 2 or 3 strikes. Then they got broken up, and there was a lot of chitter chat back and forth. But John, this is the fight. I'm surprised they didn't put this fight together sooner.
I am too. I really am. But it's one of those fights. It's like, you can look at it. Marvin Vettori he's tough. I give him credit, man. The guy can take shots. You look at his fights, most of them, go to decisions. That's one of the knocks against him is that, he's good. He's tough. He'll take shots. He'll give shots. he just doesn't finish people, and they don't finish him. You know, the judges know they're going to be busy when Marvin Vettori is fighting. But you look at Brendan Allen. Brendan Allen does finish fights. Can he finish Marvin Vettori? On the ground, Brendan Allen can definitely finish him. Brendan, I think, has a distinct advantage when it comes to the grappling area. When it comes to the striking area, that's not where he has the advantage, because Vettori, they're both good, but Vettori is the guy that has shown overall that he will stand with people and take shots and give shots that you look at and you go, I'm going to say that, you know, I'm going to give him the edge in it. Not that Brendan Allen is not good in the stand-up, but Brendan he'll go back to his grappling much more often. And I think he needs to in this fight. I think he needs to take Vettori off his feet.
Brendan Allen's up 3-0 right now, John, before the fight started, buddy.
But again, he didn't finish him. It was going to have to go to a decision. Really, that's the if I was a betting person, I would take this fight to go to a decision. You know?
It's going to be one of those fights where there's bad blood, and every time you have a fight that's bad blood, we expect high expectations, but there's too much on the line. They obviously don't like each other. They've already had words. They've already had exchanges of punches in public. Yep. Don't expect them to come out and be like, yeah, I'm going to kill you now, and just go ahead and let it all hang out. I don't know, man, but Brendan Allen's a wild card to me. I think Vettori's going to fight more of a safer fight, and I think Brendan Allen's like, nah, we getting down. So, I mean, it may cost him the fight. On the feet, I don't think Brendan Allen's as bad. He's not as bad. I don't want to say as bad as you saying, but I'm saying
I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying if you're going to give an advantage in this fight, he has the huge advantage on the ground.
Okay.
It's one of those
wasting the energy to get the takedown though. That's what I want to know.
That's the real question, is how does he get the fight to the ground? Because sometimes he's real slick with the way he gets the fight to the ground. Mm-hmm. You know, Vettori is notoriously good at his defensive wrestling and staying on his feet when he wants to. Has he been taken down? Yeah, of course he's been taken down, but it's not easy to get him there. I just look and go, if you're Brendan Allen, you know that you have a distinct advantage in this fight. It is on the ground. You are better there. Where Vettori in the stand-up, he can stand with you all day long. Mm-hmm. Why are you going to play that game?
Yeah, tough matchup. John, you've got Prado versus how do you say it?
Vertenikov. That's it's a good fight. Vertenikov is a good fighter. He's had some tough matchups in the UFC, and he's got it's gotten away from him a little bit, but the guy is actually really talented. Mm-hmm. It's one of those. There's two fights. Austin Vanderford fight was his last one, and you looked and it was Austin was able to take him off of his feet and use his strength, which is his wrestling, and he's got a very good ground game, and use ground and pound to get him out of the fight. Danny Barlow was his other one, and that was a close fight. I mean, it was razor close, and a lot of people actually thought Vertenikov won the fight. Barlow got the edge in a split decision, but he's a good fighter. This is Prado is he's one of those guys. He's tough too, and he will stand there and bang. So I expect this to be a very entertaining fight. Francisco's got, doesn't have a, big frame. He's big as far as carries a lot of muscle, but not very long. And so I think Vertenikov's going to look a lot bigger than him in the fight.
Yeah, I've almost felt like Prado deserves to be at lightweight. He shouldn't be at welterweight right now.
I agree.
He's not tall enough. He's not long enough. He's a stud. He can take shots. He can deliver. He's tough as hell. Yep. Tough as nails, man. But he should probably be a lightweight.
Yeah, but I would bet his reach has got to be somewhere at 70, 71.
Oh, wow.
I mean, dude, that's at welterweight, dude. I mean, he is not. He is not.
I think I'm 70 or 71.
Oh, I believe it.
It might even be 72.
I would say you're more than that.
Yeah.
I would say you're 72 to 73.
I've been told that. John, is there any other fights on is there any other fights on this card? Yeah, I know you're about to say something. That's why I'm off.
74?
What's that?
74 inch.
Oh, that's not bad.
Who's got a 74 inch?
Vertenikov.
Vertenikov. Yeah.
Not talking about
we're talking about Prado.
Prado 6'9".
69. Boom. Look at there. It's not even a 70.
Damn. Yeah, I think I was a 72, somewhere in there. Woo. John, any other fights on this card you want to talk about? Because we have some news to talk about.
No,
and I've got some news too that I wanted to chat with you guys about while we're on.
Let's go.
But before we get started on that, hey, you guys, before we do our super chats, you guys join us over at OnlyFans. We are live right now on OnlyFans. So if you guys are on OnlyFans watching us, we just got I don't know, 4 or 5,000 followers over there. So hit us up, follow us, subscribe to us there. It is free. You won't see the other smut on there unless you follow that other smut. And you look, there's other fighters.
Or Connor sends you a picture.
Yeah, or Connor sends you a picture. Or you can, look, there's other athletes on there. DJ's on there, Demetrius Johnson, you got Corey Sandhagen, you got Luke Rockhold, Agent McKee, Chris Cyborg. You've got all of you.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? Happy birthday to Chris Cyborg. It is Chris's 40th birthday.
Today's Bobby Lashley's birthday, too.
How old's Bobby now?
I'm not going to say.
I was going to say a little bit older than Chris.
I don't do that to my boy.
He's like 45.
Who?
Bobby, right?
Nah.
I think he's more like 50.
He's up there. I'm not going to throw him under.
Well, I mean, it's on Wikipedia, so it's not like you're throwing him under.
Wikipedia's always right.
He's 48.
He's 48.
Is he 48?
Yeah. Did you see him on Sunday at freaking, what do you call it? All In?
Yeah, he was there.
I was there.
Man. And I know I'm saying that, but I'm just like saying he looked incredible.
Man, we had a great time, man. It was great. Dave, you got to schedule your babies differently.
Huh? I know exactly, man. Jeez, I told my wife, I was like, can't believe you had this baby last week.
You couldn't hold her in for a couple of more weeks? Come on.
Squeeze.
But hey, before we get started, hey, we do membership programs on our YouTube channel. Make sure you guys subscribe to us on our YouTube channel. Hit the thumbs up and the bell and notifications. We do a $4.99 membership on YouTube. We do a $1.99 membership. We answer your super chats for $1.99 and $4.99 as well. But then also we give giveaways. We do giveaways, not give giveaways. We do giveaways for the $4.99 memberships, and we have one coming up. We have signed Element hats. We've got Element boxes to give away. We've got signed apparel, all this stuff available to you guys. So make sure you guys join our memberships at $4.99. Everybody in the comments, you guys cheer these people on. Tell them to join up. Join our memberships at $4.99. And Dave, what else you got for us, buddy? Let's talk.
Should we hit some super chats before we move on?
Let's do it.
Go.
Okay, first one here from Cody White. John, do you think Seagal actually helped clean up or at least inspired Anderson or Lyoto to throw that sneaky front kick? Stevens actually looks great for an old fat guy in recent videos.
I'm not going to say anything negative about
Just
Steven.
say it.
In the fact, no, I'm not going to say
it.
Look, he's a real martial artist when it comes to Aikido. How many kicks have you seen in Aikido?
Have you seen them? Have you seen those kicks, John? The little like shin kicks. They're like little tiny tap kicks to the shin. Yeah. They're straight, like a little push kick to the shin.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's it. So when you sit there and say, so he's going to teach. It's one of the things that I actually said to Anderson Silva one time. I said, why are you giving credit to somebody for teaching you something when I can point out the coach that actually taught you that? He goes, oh. He says, he used to call me coach. It's coach. He says, I just want to make him feel good. I know it's okay. And so do I think that, Steven taught them that? No, I don't think they taught him. He taught him that. I think Steven taught some stuff to all the guys that he worked with. He would give them these things that they could, work on. And you'll see him, doing a ridge hand with Lyoto Machida or something like that. And it's like, yeah, how helpful was he in their career? He was in there. He was rooting them on. That's the help that he gave them.
DC wins the title. We are in Vegas. Sensei Seagal summons DC.
There you go. That's
to come to the hotel. Come up to his room. Go up to the room. He requires DC to call him Sensei Seagal.
Oh, Jesus.
Sensei, and of course, DC being what DC does, DC
Sensei.
came to it. Sensei Seagal. And I just about threw up in my fucking mouth. I was like, what are you doing? He's like, look, when Sensei Seagal calls you to your room, you got to go up there. You got to say Sensei Seagal. I'm like, all right, more power to you, buddy. I get it. I understand. It is what it is. No, I don't. I lost a little bit of respect for Sensei. I used to watch a lot of his movies, man, when I was a kid. I loved watching his movies. His movies were awesome. That being said, this whole like Sensei Seagal thing, like call me, it just kind of, it just really.
It all comes to see.
So
this
weird.
is, I'm just going to give it. I can't say the whole fucking thing, but I'll say this. Like I like Steven. He's always treated me well.
No, it's Sensei Steven.
Okay, Sensei Steven has always treated me well, But a guy who was like, one of my uncles, is a guy named Gene LaBelle. All right, and I just love Gene, and Gene had a special place in my heart, and Gene had little incidences with Steven, and I know the truth of what occurred in those instances, and so all I'll say is, he had some good action movies.
Yeah.
Okay.
He did.
So
he did.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not gonna knock that. I mean, I actually enjoyed his movies. I actually look back at some of them like, damn, the acting wasn't great back then, but I felt like it was when I was, 10 years old watching it.
But when his first one was, what the hell was that called? The first one is
there was one called Exit Wounds that was pretty good.
The one that was really good was Under Siege, and that's the one that Gene LaBelle got fired on.
So, what else you got for us, Dave?
All right, next super chat here. Zeke662. Is the tournament style ruining the PFL? 13 out of the last 15 main event fights have been decisions. Also, Josh, I need your dog walk pick for this week.
Listen, we'll go through that here in a second, but John, that's a fair question. I think the PFL tournament style, I don't think it is ruining it there. This is their first season of doing it with the lesser money, but also too with the guys are making what they're supposed to make on their contracts. It's not added up to be $1 million.
In the end, it doesn't. In the end, especially with the guys that they have in the tournament, it's not less money.
You're getting the best fighters. I prefer to have the best fighters. And then in situational awareness, what you guys have to remember is when you get the best fighters, you get a lot of decisions. Yeah. That's how it goes. The best fighters don't just finish each other all the time, and that's not common. So you expect to see more decisions. Now I do expect to see better fights because you are better fighters. We've gotten some and we've gotten some duds, but I think for overall, I prefer this tournament style a lot different, a lot better than the other one that we had before. The fact that two people could lose or win or whatever, and then lose and then fight each other again in the first round of the semifinals was dumb. It's the dumb thing. You win, you stay in, you lose,
you move on.
Yeah.
Yeah. When they had it to where you could lose your second fight.
Yeah,
but you were in the tournament, and the guy who just beat you is not. That didn't make sense. Doesn't make sense to anybody.
Dumbest thing I've ever seen.
But I will say this about the tournament. Look, they've had some really good fights in their tournaments. They've had some duds. That's every promotion is going to have those. But you're taking a look. The talent they have this year in their tournament is way above a lot of what they've had in the past. So I give them credit. They're working and trying to put on entertaining fights. Sometimes when you look at the matchups, you can go, all right, I can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to get that final match that's going to be really good because it's going to be a 5-round fight for them. Okay, I can understand that in their matchmaking. It makes sense, but it's overall, I think that they've actually had some really good fights and stuff. It's like Josh said, when you get two good fighters, it's tough to finish a guy.
Absolutely. My dog walk pick of the night is going to be Kevin Holland over D-Rod.
Yeah, there you go. That would have been mine.
Good. I think that's probably the safest bet right there. If you guys are looking to place some bets, that's probably my dog walk pick of the week. What else, Dave?
All right, Alejandro Gutierrez.
In a second, he was leaning back like this. I was like, "What's next?" Dave's like, "Oh shit,
I'm still working."
If Max wins and fights Ilya and beats Ilya, does that mean Max has won 3 titles? Josh, is John copying your haircut, just stirring the pot?
No, John went to a friend that said he would do him clean, and he did him dirty. That's exactly what happened.
I can't believe you say that,
bro. That it was. They got you good. That's an old school military haircut.
Oh yeah,
old school,
dude. I walked in, my wife, she's like, "What in the fuck did you just do?"
He got you high and tight. Can I see the size? Take the headgear off. Let me see that.
Hey, bam, baby! Look at that, huh?
Yeah. See, I was convinced that you did this right before the show because you had too many grays coming in after you stopped dying. Okay, look, the grays growing in.
That's the whole reason. Let's be honest. That's the whole reason you're not wearing a beard.
That's why I never. Yeah, of course. I admit though that I don't dye my stuff. I just shave it.
Dude, I don't dye. I don't shave. I just let it go.
I think the verdict's out. Right didn't die. It's got a lot grayer in the last.
Well, Eric Goulet did come up and he colored my beard on the screen, if you recall.
Oh, Eric Goulet, yes,
so,
he did.
Eric, thank you for coloring my beard.
John hopped in the stream and I immediately went, "Yes, sir." I thought he was about to tell me to drop and give him 20.
What was the second part of that question?
If Max wins and fights Ilya and beats Ilya, does that mean Max has won 3 titles? ? Winky face.
Because it's BMF.
Oh yeah.
Featherweight.
Right. Yeah, I don't consider I know the BMF is a BMF title. I get it.
He has the BMF title.
I know.
It's not a world championship.
Yeah, it's not a world championship. I don't consider that like a world championship. You beat Ilya though. I mean, that's your second title. You know. But look, bottom line is the guys that he's beat throughout his career to get to those. I mean, I don't give it. The BMF title to me it's right there is considered because who he has to beat to get it. Like he beat Justin Gaethje, he's gonna have to beat Dustin Poirier to keep it. Like, I'm sorry, those guys are world class. Those are the number 1, number 2 guys. At the time he beat Justin was number 1 in the lightweight division. That's impressive. That's absolutely impressive. So, and that's why I said he shouldn't have went back down to 45. But John vetoed me, and Max listened to him, and look what happened. See, but now I'm hoping
he was smart enough to listen to the right.
That's why I'm saying, like, if Max wins, if Max loses, we get. Not to say these words, but we get screwed. We get screwed out of the Ilya Poirier and Max fight at 155.
But you're hoping that happens.
And I want Dustin to win.
That's why I said
I want Dustin to win.
You can't lose. I look at this.
I can't win. Lose. You mean I can't win?
I can't win and I can't lose. Yeah. It's just the same thing. It's like it's tough, but that's the way it is.
Alejandro also asked which fighter dog walks his opponent, but you've already answered that. He goes on to ask on a separate super chat, I worry when the fighters are around the wall of the cage next to the camera. Men, has it ever happened they accidentally get hit by the camera?
No, normally they'll put the camera on the backside. I mean, maybe with some of the guys like Tim Sylvia's size, those guys. But
no, they have had fighters that. And it's not always in the UFC, but there have been fighters that have been hit by cameramen putting the camera up against the cage and stuff, and the guy gets pushed and it falls into it, and then actually the cage and the camera together. It's they're always trying to get the best shot for you as the fan. That's really what the cameraman's doing. They're always working. We have had cameramen that have been jumped on.
Yeah, that are involved in lawsuits now,
based upon celebratory backflips and things like that. But yes, fighters have been. Fighters have been hurt by the cages. They've been hurt by a lot of things. But I haven't seen one that got hurt to the point where it stopped them in the fight.
Yeah, like when you guys see the fighters run up the cage and do a backflip or off the corner post or get up onto the cage like Justin Gaethje and Eddie Alvarez used to do, and then do the backflip off of that. Sometimes those fighters will land on the camera people or the people inside the cage, and in past experiences, and there's still one going on right now in terms of lawsuits involving a fighter that have jumped off the cage, and that person, whatever the camera person was that got hurt, is now basically claiming or taking what is it? Injury comp? Was not injury comp? What is it? Basically, she hasn't been able to work since, so then she's. Yeah, workers' comp. She's basically taking workers' comp for the last 10 years. It's been about 10 years now.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyways, what else you got for us, Dave?
Mark Bracey, what if Max does an exact repeat of Justin's knockout?
Josh,
my heart will break.
What's going to happen is Josh is going to cry.
Yeah, my heart.
I'm going to be like, ah, and then I'm going to go, oh, I feel so bad for Dustin.
No, you'll say, first though. That's messed up.
I have to.
Man.
You would do the same. It's just the automatic reaction of seeing it and going, ah,
Yeah, it would be the oof. Yeah. When Justin got knocked out, I mean, I was happy for Max, but I was like more concerned with Justin the way that he went down because he crumbled.
Oh.
So anytime you see somebody crumble like that and they go face down, and then the camera panned and all you saw was still him face down, that was
you always know when the UFC does not put a camera towards the down fighter, he's out.
Yeah, so they learned a lot, I think, from the Carl Uno situation in BJ Penn, when one eye was this way, one eye was that way, and he was one leg tucked behind him, and the fence was holding his head up in a very kinked position. It was not good. So there's been other situations too. But what else you got for us, Dave?
All right, last one here from Alejandro Gutierrez. When next to the pole on the cage wall, is it legal to punch the head when it's next when it is next or on to the pole?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Ask Josh that question. He'll answer it for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually trying to put your head between the cage and that little fence post. I'm trying to put you there so you can't dip your head out. On top of that, it's no different than when you're trying to put your head between the cage, the fence post, and the ground when I'm on top. I'm trying to trap you in that little corner so you can't move your hips and all those things.
This is the part that's funny is people will come up with these, I get them all the time, questions about, well, can you do this? And it's like, hold it. You're okay with a fighter being on the ground, on the canvas, and someone punching him with their head flat against the canvas. That doesn't bother you. But if you have it with their heads on the cage and you get punched, that bothers you. Okay. Makes sense to me. Whatever. It's like,
I mean, look, I'm still all for the soccer kicks to the downed opponent. I'm still all for the knees to the head to a downed opponent. You're going to see a different style of fights. Fighters will adapt. They will adjust and adapt to the way that style of fighting is. And what you'll see is fighters can take a lot more knees to the head than people think.
Oh, yes.
There won't be the looking around like, oh, I got it. Oh, I can't. It won't be that. They're going to keep fighting or they're going to lose.
Yep.
And you'll see how much tougher a lot of these fighters are. So what else, Dave?
That's it. We'll move on to PFL here.
All right, let's talk PFL. PFL's got a pretty good card, man. And one of my favorite fighters, both of them actually, is Johnny Eblen and Casella Vancinas. But let's talk first about Johnny Eblen getting mugged in South Africa on like his second or third day there. They took his phone. I think they took his wallet or his fanny pack, whatever you want to call it. I think, yeah. And I talked to my boy Trevor Prangley. He's like, hey, man, tell the PFL to give me a call. I'll make sure they get their fighters around safely. So he just got back. He was there for about 2 months. He just got back. So Ray Julian, welcome to the Weighing In fam, man. I want to thank you so much for becoming a member. So thanks. If you have any questions, man, drop some questions in there, Ray, and we'll get your questions answered for you on your first day. Let's go ahead and talk. Johnny Eblen versus Casella Vancinas. Casella Vancinas is one of my all-time favorite fighters because he just throws caution to the wind. He's fun.
He's mean and angry.
But the thing is, you meet him, he's like a Carlos Condit.
He's great.
Nice, soft-spoken, great guy. Johnny Eblen, also one of my favorite fighters. Just a good dude. Hung out with him in Riyadh, spent some time with him, outside the cage, and just an all-around great person. I love when you have two fighters that are great people. I love watching them fight. So you could cheer for both of them. Not like, oh, I hate that guy. I hope that guy loses. I hate having that feeling, but both these guys are fantastic fighters. Johnny, the better wrestler. Vancinas, a little bit more explosive, a little bit more like, all over the place. He throws flying knees, spinning heel kicks, all of those things. A real grimy, dirty, not dirty, but grimy fighter, like someone that will make it a dog fight.
Yeah, you can take a look and, these are two guys that came up in Bellator and came up basically at the same time and have never fought, which was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at it, they've got a lot of people that, Fabian Edwards is a common opponent between the two. John Salter is a common opponent between the two. Johnny Eblen was able to get wins over both of those guys, twice against Fabian, where Casella Vancinas did not fight smart against John Salter and allowed John Salter to control him on the ground, look, John Salter is fantastic at that. So, not saying anything bad about it. But when you take a look at this, the complexity of these guys' styles, Vancinas is the guy that you don't know what he's going to do. You know what Johnny's going to do. Johnny's pretty systematic in the way he approaches the fight and how he comes out and what he does. Vancinas is always that guy that you never know what he's going to do. Mm-hmm. And he has the athletic ability to do things, flying knees, crazy attempts that he'll try. And I think he's going to try, kind of early on in this fight. He wants to get Johnny Eblen's attention. He wants him to know, I'm not afraid of you taking me down. I'm not afraid of being in the stand-up with you. Mm-hmm. I am going to hurt you, and I think that's the message that he wants to send to Johnny Eblen from the get-go. I want you to know I'm going to be different than anybody you've ever fought.
Yeah, because he's going to throw caution to the wind. Like he's not, like a lot of these guys, when Fabian fights Johnny Eblen, he's very like standoffish. He doesn't want to be taken down. So he's like, let me throw one, let me throw 1, 2, and then let me circle and get away.
Cautious defensively.
Vance Venus is not going to fight that way.
No.
He's going to stand right in front of you, and he's going to try to walk you down and walk forward with big shots, big kicks. And he may circle back a little bit to get his win, but he's going to put the pressure on Johnny Eblen. It's going to be a good fight. This to me is a very high level fight. It may not look like with the way that Vance Venus fights, it may not look like it's super technically sound, but it's going to be a great fight. These guys, he's going to get after it. And Johnny Eblen's he's going to have to make sure he doesn't get backed up.
Well, it's also,
go ahead.
It's also, you have, with Vance Venus, he has, a person in his camp being Gegard Mousasi, who has fought Johnny Eblen.
Yeah.
And knows what it's like to be in there. That's going to help Vance Venus. But the one thing that I'm going to look at is Vance Venus can win this fight. If he wins this fight, he's going to win it early. Now, no one's ever done that to Johnny. Obviously, he's undefeated. But I could see Vance Venus winning it early by getting, a knockout. As the fight goes on, Johnny Eblen's got a gas tank that Vance Venus cannot match.
Yeah.
That's going to be the big telltale sign. If the fight continues to go into the third round and now into the championship rounds, Vance Venus has not been there. Yeah. Johnny Eblen's been there multiple times, and Johnny Eblen is able to push that pace. So we're going to see what happens here.
That's true. I mean, Johnny Eblen's 16-0. Vance Venus is 16-3, I believe, 16-2 or 16-3. But with with Johnny Eblen, like John, you brought up a very good point. When he fought Impa Kasanganay, all I heard from the guys at the PFL and their broadcast team, oh, he's got the greatest cardio. He's got this. He's got that. I said, Johnny Eblen's gas tank is fucking huge, unmatched right now. Like, he is phenomenal. Oh, Impa's got the better gas tank. He got this, got that. Well, it was Impa Kasanganay who got tired in that fight, and that's what cost him the fight. Johnny took it to him, kept pushing forward. Yep. Johnny's got that dog in him to do that in rounds 3, 4, and 5. Costello, we haven't seen in rounds 4 and 5.
But I've seen him in round 3, and I've seen him really slow down in round 3.
John, but slowing down is not the same as like just folding and backing away. I think with Vance Venus, and I'm not sticking up for him at all. I'm simply saying I've seen him get extremely tired. We've seen that. We saw it, but he did start to kind of put the pressure on John Salter in the 3rd round.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, and
but he had Fabian Edwards. After he destroyed Fabian in the 2nd round, Fabian Edwards came back in the 3rd round and put it on him.
Yeah.
And I just look and I go,
yeah.
The gas tank is a question mark.
Yeah, I guess the gas tank to me with Vance Venus reminds me of a DDP. He looks tired. But then, DDP is more like a Trevor Prangley, to be honest. But they're both South African. But in this fight, like Vance Venus seems like somebody that even though he looks tired and he looks exhausted, he'll keep fighting. He'll keep coming forward, or he'll keep trying to make the action happen. I mean, we're going to find out, though, if this fight goes into the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, this is going to be a great fight.
Yeah, it's a great matchup. Mm-hmm. I love both guys as fighters, and there's just a difference in the way Johnny Eblen does stuff. He's that guy that continues. He's like the tsunami. He just keeps on coming after you, and he overwhelms you and just drowns you. Costello's that guy. He's nasty. He is nasty. He is dangerous. Look out.
Yeah. Going to be a fun fight, you guys. Make sure you guys tune in. Dakota Dacheva versus Sumiko Inaba.
Look, I love Sumiko. She's just absolutely a sweetheart. She's a very good fighter. She's got great stand-up. But the problem is, her one loss, if you look at her one loss, was against Denise Kielholtz. Mm-hmm. And in that fight, looking back a long time, but I do remember it, is, she had problems with someone that countered well. Well, Dakota Dacheva is as good a counter fighter and as good an offensive output fighter in the stand-up as you're going to find. Right now, that girl is hot as far as her freaking ability.
Calm down.
I'm not talking about looks. I'm talking about talent. Talent and the way that she has been fighting. She's on fire as far as she believes, and she's nasty. She believes that she's going to hurt you.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of time. And now that she can throw elbows and everything all the time, I look at Sumiko. To me, she should be a strawweight. She shouldn't be a flyweight.
Yeah.
Flyweight's too big for her. We're going to see what happens, but I got to go with Dakota.
Yeah, she carries a lot of muscle for how tall she is. She's got thick legs, thick, waist. Like she carries quite a bit of muscle for how tall she is. Dakota's long. She's tall. Yeah. She's long. She's very lanky.
She's meant for the flyweights.
She fights long, like all the things that would give someone problems. And you guys have been listening to our show since, for most of you guys, from the moment John and I started this, I had said tall, long, and lanky was a huge problem in this sport. It continues to be one. She is literally the epitome of what I'm talking about. She's tall, long,
because she fights. She fights long.
Yeah, she can fight in the box too, in the phone booth. Okay, and she can with elbows and knees and clinch. She's great there, but she's really good on the outside. Really good. She's fast. She's explosive, and like you said though, John, she's mean.
Yep.
She is nasty mean. She don't give a shit who you are. She'll shake your hand and give you hugs afterwards, but she whooping your ass right there in front. Yeah. Anaba is tough. She's a sweetheart. I just think the size and the length is going to give her some big problems.
Yeah,
big problems. AJ McKee versus Ahmed Magomedov.
I'll tell you what. AJ is going back down to featherweight, which I think is the right thing for him to do. I think it's his weight class. I think his length and his abilities to wrestle in the featherweight division. He's coming off of a loss to Paul Hughes, and he got exposed by Paul Hughes. He got bullied by Paul Hughes at 155 pounds. And so this fight is really a question of how much because I know, Magomedov is going to try for the takedown. How successful is he with it? Because we've seen guys be very successful with the takedown against AJ. You can go back to his fight with Sidney Outlaw. Sidney Outlaw took him down repeatedly in that fight. The problem was Sidney was only grappling while AJ was punching him in the head, and he got a unanimous decision based upon he was the one fighting a guy that was trying to grapple the whole time.
Yeah.
So you look and you go, I have a feeling that Magomed's going to be able to get him down. I'm not sure how many times he's going to be able to get him down. And if he doesn't get him down more than 3 times in this fight, he's going to end up having problems on the feet.
Yeah, I think at 145 pounds, what you get is you get an AJ McKee who has to train and do his cardio to get his weight down. That's a better, more explosive AJ McKee. Physically, he's huge for the weight too. At 145, he is tall, long, and lanky for that weight. He is explosive. Yeah. He's physically very strong for that weight. His wrestling is good, all of those things. But in the Paul Hughes fight, what he did expose was his combinations. He leaves himself open after he throws. And then after, if he only throws 1s and 2s, there's no follow-up. Those are things that he needs to fix. He needs to fix it in his combinations. He needs to go kick to double punches, or he needs to go double punch to kick and then finish with a punch. He's lacking that. He's all about the 1-2 shot, because I know he can be a better fighter than that. All the things that he does everything extremely well. Extremely well. He's just got to put the things better. He put them together a little bit better. Like my words, trying to get them together.
Well, like you were saying, in what the Paul Hughes fight did is it exposed AJ in a couple of areas. Because here, let's be honest. After the first round, he was exhausted. He was exhausted in that fight. Now, why was a guy that could wrestle, that has been a wrestler his whole life, why was he exhausted from grappling? There's only one reason. You're not in shape.
Yeah.
You made weight. Okay, great. But you did not put the time in, that you didn't give this guy enough credit. You didn't think that he was as good as you. You thought this was going to be an easy fight, and you didn't do your homework. Now we'll see. Did you do your homework? Yeah. Because that's really the question. If AJ comes in right, he'll win this fight. If he doesn't, you're going to see Magomedov winning it.
John, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I don't know who Takeshi Uzumi is, and I don't know who New Kickoff is. I don't know who those two fighters are. So that one's on you if you do know. And if you don't.
I do know both of them. Uzumi is very talented and good grappler. He's good in the stand-up and likes to grapple. Good wrestling. I don't think it's going to work well for him against Zanugov. Zanugov is just he's that typical guy that comes from Dagestan. That, man, he's a good wrestler. He's got decent stand-up, and his stand-up is definitely going to be good enough to put a hurting on Uzumi.
Yeah, Corey Anderson versus Dennis Goltsoff. Good fight. Heavyweight. Well, I mean, they won't give Corey Anderson a fight at 205. He's like, screw it. I'll take whatever you'll give me. They gave him Goltsoff at heavyweight. This is a good fight for him, though.
I'm going to be honest. I look at this. First off, Goltsoff has got great stand-up as far as he's got a great jab. He uses his jab beautifully. It's long. He's 6'5", you know, so he's got a great, you know, frame for it. But Corey can handle himself in the stand-up. The real difference between the two is Goltsov is got a good submission game, but he doesn't have a great wrestling game. Corey is definitely the better wrestler. If Corey can get him down and be on top, you know, Corey can absolutely stop Goltsov.
Ground and pound, baby.
Ground and pound the whole way, you know. And look, that's been Corey's bread and butter for getting wins throughout his career. When he tried to be just the stand-up guy, which was what he was trying to do in the UFC, it ended up catching him, you know, because he was taking chances that, you know, he didn't have to if he would take the fight to the ground with his wrestling and do the ground and pound. He kind of got back to that when he was with Bellator. And I think this is a good fight. The size does worry me. We'll see what Corey comes in at, because Corey probably, you know, naturally walks around 225, 230. He shouldn't try to change that.
No, I don't think he should either. I mean, he's the better wrestler.
Yes.
And if fight hits the ground, I think he wins this fight. I think he wins it handily.
Yep.
Because he's got great top pressure. He's good in the mount position. He's great in half guard. He reminds me of a Randy Couture. He put him into that half guard position, man. He's doing work.
Oh,
he's doing work.
Yeah, half guard is like, it's easy for him to hold that position. So,
all right, I'm going to save us all trying to pronounce all the rest of these guys' names in South Africa. So that's going to wrap up our PFL talk. Dave, you got any news for us, buddy?
Well, it was the Conor thing, so I'll let you carry on the thing you wanted to cover.
Okay. All right, so look, I got a little call from, I'm going to touch on you guys on all this, and I saw a little thing from Nate Diaz saying, hey, there's no one else for me out there to fight. There's this, you know, I'd fight Canelo in boxing. I'd fight Crawford in boxing. I'm like, oh, my gosh, man, But let's be honest. Look, Nate has actually responded. Nate has basically said, like, if you go out and get a win, I'll go ahead and I'll consider the fight. I said, hey, why don't you call up your boy Chris Avila? I'll smack him around a little bit too if you guys want. We can do that fight real quick. And then after I'm done whooping up on your boy Chris Avila, I'll smack you around a little bit. And I'm not over here trying to sell the fight. You either want to fight or you are. No, you either want to fight or you don't, John. That's the bottom line, right? The bottom line is, look, you turned down the KSI fight. Why don't you take the KSI fight, and I'll beat at your boy Chris Avila on the KSI card too. We'll all be on the same card. Hopefully you can get the win over KSI, and then I'll get the win over your boy, and we can go ahead and do it. Like I think that's the best way to do it. We'll do it in San Jose. I've already got a promoter lined up and everyone knows. And so we can actually make that happen at the SAP Arena and sell the crowd out. And that's the best way to do it. The money, I think the money will be there. I'm not concerned about that. But Chris Avila is available from what I understand. And if you want to see me beat somebody, because you said you haven't fought in a while, that's why you're not taking the fight with me, is for what you're saying. So if you want that fight, come get it. I'm ready for the fight. Let's go ahead and do it. They're talking as early as August 30th in the UK, possibly on a card out there. And if it's not
August 30th.
Yeah.
You lost your fucking mind.
No, John. No. I haven't lost my mind. It's Chris Avila. You know, like, I'm not concerned. No. So look, I mean, he was given the win over Pettis. I mean, he shouldn't have won that fight. But I told them that I would go ahead and entertain the Chris Avila fight, you know, and get the win over him. And then I go ahead and fight Nate Diaz. So if that fight's available, let's go ahead and make it happen. Let's see, man. All that talk, I mean, I thought you were a gangster. I thought gangsters just fought. So I'm here like, hey, West Coast versus West Coast. Let's go ahead and do it. I mean, your real name's Nathaniel. I've been calling everyone. Your real name's Nathaniel. You're not Clarence, buddy. Anyways, I saw Dave get a laugh out of that, right? Oh, geez. Dave.
Did he say this publicly, or was this kind of an exchange between managers?
Conversation, yeah. Like, it's like, yeah. He's like, oh, I'm not going to respond to this stuff on social media, but the fight's there. I'm like, hey, the fight's here. He hasn't beat anybody, though, in a while. Well, let's make the fight happen.
To be fair, Nate's not beating anybody in a while either.
I was going to say, that's about the truth. I'm just being honest. It's like, okay, I'm trying to think of the last win.
Well, John, I mean, like,
was it Masvidal? I guess.
Yeah, it was Masvidal. His last fight was Masvidal. That was his win.
No, it was Tony.
No. His last fight was Masvidal.
Oh, boxing.
Yeah,
okay.
He fought Jake Paul. Then he fought, So he fought Jake Paul. Then he fought Masvidal. Like, and he got the win over Masvidal. You know, the fights are there, man. Like, there's options to be there. I mean, I don't know what. You got to get a promoter to promote it. That's the other thing. So right now in this market, I mean, that's a tough deal for a lot of promoters. We had some promoters that were willing to go ahead and do it. And I mean, if we can make something happen, we can make something happen. But I'm interested. I'm interested in doing that.
Here you are.
Want the Chris Avila fight? If you want that fight, and I mean, I was even told possibly even if I was to fight Anthony Pettis, I think he just wants to see a fight. He wants to see a win. I think he wants to see what I look like now. If I'm a old dad bod kind of guy, or if I'm someone that's going to come in lean and ready to fight and beat him like I did the first time. So there's no kicks this time, buddy. You don't have to worry about your head. Okay, I'll hit your little skinny body. We'll work on that. We'll get to work the body this time, and we'll use bigger gloves, safer for you to protect your dome. Anyways, it's good. Let's see what happens. I think if we can get that fight happen in sometime,
So you guys use 10-ounce gloves?
Yeah. He's not making 55, John. Have you not seen him? He's like walking around 200. He's not making 55. What, 47 is the last weight for 8-ounce gloves, right? Yeah. 54 is yeah.
That's why I asked.
And I gotta be honest, I don't want to make 55. Let's be real. We're calling it.
I've been working on this dad bod for a while. I got to get back to my sport bod.
I'm trying to make that weight, man. So, yeah, that's kind of the buzz right now. I mean, let's just sign the contract. Let's figure it out. I mean, you've got to get a fight. That's the thing. You got to get a fight. So, why don't we call my boy KSI and be like, hey, you already turned the fight down with KSI. Why don't you and KSI headline the card, and I'll beat up your boy Chris Avila on the same night.
Yeah, but that screws your thing. If he loses to KSI, then what do you have?
Then he has even extra leverage because he's like, you lost and I won.
Yeah, like what? I mean, look, I like KSI. I mean, I fight him too.
Shit, Josh gets to be the A side.
Have you watched KSI lately?
Yeah, he's fast. No, he's fast, explosive. He moves really good, man.
He fights he's fighting just like fucking Venom Page.
Yeah, he moves around a lot. Yeah. It's like
he's athletic.
Oh yeah, he is. Hell yeah, John. Yeah. He's fast. He's explosive. He jumps in, jumps out really well. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, he had that fight. Nate had that fight locked in, and just something happened where the fight didn't happen. So we can make that fight again. If you want to see your boy get beat up, I'm down.
And if you need any tips on how to get your body chiseled, Josh, just phone me anytime. I'm always available.
I'm not running 10 miles a day for no damn reason. I'm running for a purpose, buddy. 3 to 5 miles in the morning. Do it 3 days a week, and then sprints every other day. I'm good, man.
I have heard Nate's been training with someone really dangerous.
Careful with the hamstrings.
Yeah, I'm more worried about my Achilles. You said you've been training with someone who's dangerous?
Yeah, look at that. Nate's been training with someone really dangerous.
There you go.
See, just stay ready.
Gosh, this guy tried to throw out all the old picks when he was in
training. He's definitely throwing out the old pick. It's Reebok. I know. That's exactly what I saw. I said, well, that's a while ago.
That's a long time ago. Dave trying to show the old pics when he have gray hair in his beard.
Hey, man, that's the wisdom. The wisdom's coming through.
There you go.
Oh, man. Hey, this is going to be a great weekend. Make sure you guys tune in, man. Watching one of the best to ever do it inside the cage is Dustin Poirier and his farewell fight. So I want to give him as much credit as he possibly can. And him and Max are two of the greatest to ever step his foot inside the octagon, inside the cage. So before we wrap this show up, make sure you guys use that link down below in the descriptions for LMNT. They send you a free package with every purchase through our link down below in the descriptions. So every purchase you make through that link, they will send you a free bonus package. It's actually a sample package of all their flavors available. And so check them out down below in our descriptions. Also go to WayneInMerch.com, WayneInMerch.com, pick up some of our apparel, which I think is going to be coming to a close here real soon. You got to ask Ms. McCarthy. She said it was shutting off. So we're going to shut that down, and we're going to bring some one item drops. That's an old school shirt. That is an old school shirt, which we were supposed to get up on this website, and that's one of the reasons why we're not using them anymore, is because they never did what we asked them to do. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do some one item drops for you guys coming up. I've already got the first item laid out on how I want to do it. And so that we'll announce that once the Wayne and Merch website closes up. But hey guys, I want to thank you guys so much for continuing to support us. Subscribe to us over on OnlyFans. Hit the thumbs up, hit the bell for notifications. I may do an extra show this week just on Dustin Poirier and the history of him and a little bit of content. So I may do something like that for you guys coming up this week, either on Thursday or Friday for you guys. So let's have some fun with it. And please make sure you guys tune in. John, take us away, buddy.
For everyone out there, I think you will be mad at yourself if you do not watch Dustin Poirier in his last fight against Max Holloway. Be sure to catch that fight. If you can, watch the PFL so we know what we're talking about when we come back, because we're going to be back on Sunday. And for everyone out there, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week, and we will see you.